breathe. Isn't it enough?
With every small disaster, I'll let the water still take me away to some place real. 'Cause they say home is where your heart is set in stone. It's where you go when you're alone. It's where you go to rest your bones. It's not just where you lay your head. It's not just where you make your bed. As long as we're together, does it matter where we go?
There's this movie that I think you like. Oh, I'm about to die and I quit this job and I head to New York City. This cowboy is running from himself. Oh, and she's been living on a high shelf. Oh, so baby, running down to the riptide, taking away to the dark side. I wanna be your left hand man. Yeah, I love you when you're singing my song. Yeah, I got a lump in my throat. Yeah, she didn't sing the wrong words. Thank you. Alright, that was alright.
So I'm going to do an origin story right now. Years ago, back in South Harrow, right, at the Thornuts and Firkin, we used to have these things called a jam night. They were on a Tuesday night, and a band called 100% used to bring their stuff down, right. They'd have their full setup there, drums, amps, 2 guitars. You know what I mean? Like, all you've got to do is bring your instruments, but half the time the instruments are already here anyway. Steve Morley and Marcus, I can't remember Marcus's full name because Marcus's full name is like Russian and it takes me about an hour to say, but you know who I'm on about, you know what I mean? If you ever watch this, Marcus, this is fucking for you. But it was brilliant. It's a bit of a weird sort of scenario going back to Wembley and Stonebridge and all that sort of stuff, so I veered off and I went over. I went to Harrow, right, but not Harrow, I went to South Harrow, right. And I bumped into these 2 people, and you know, I was talking about the Beatles, talking about stuff. I'd just been out, I just got out of nick, you know what I mean? You can imagine, rabbit, you know, especially a Cockney cunt like me. And they invited me to this thing called a jam night, which happened every Tuesday at the Thornuts and Firkin. And actually, to be 100% honest, it was actually something that actually did change my life. Do you know what I mean? It did, like, I was invited, 2 brand new people I'd never met before invited me down to a gathering of musicians, you know what I mean? And I walked in there and it was fucking class. Marcus and 100% were playing The Forest, The Cure, you know, flat out, a bit of the Jam, you know, and there was like shitloads of people there, and then they stopped and then other people got up and played. I was like, this is fucking amazing. Within a week I had a band. Do you know what I mean? I swear to Christ, Chris, within a week we had a band. Darren Litchfield, John Mulcrone, Jonathan Gunning on the drums, and we thanks guys. Yeah, we done like fucking cover versions of like fucking The Verb, you know what I mean? But not just like The Verb, we were like willing to spiritualise and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So we started like putting all that mad Sonic Youth shit towards it. Wherever there's a long story, I'm sure everyone will recognise now. Gary Danes plays with Howling Bells at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Who are doing really good, but we, you know, this is the upbringing of like touring breaks and everyone like that, you know, stuff that's really good. Seb Wesson, fucking Monster, great band. But I remember it all started from this thing called the Jam Night in South Harrow at Thornuts and Firkin, and it created what was back then the whole Harrow grunge scene.
What year was that?
This would have been 1997, 1998, around about that time. you know what I mean? By 99 we'd already gone on the fucking, well, the circuit, you know what I mean? The underworld, Camden, that sort of stuff.
This is not a photo shoot. So why the perfect posture when a flower floats the other way?
Before the internet, people weren't mixing between what you'd hear, word of mouth, what's going on, what's happening here, you know what I mean? You have DJ clubs going on, but you've also got the indie guitar bands. All these indie guitar bands mix together and go to the same clubs. Well, if you remember years ago with Carter, the Unstoppable Sex Machine, and Elizabeth McDustman and Pop Elite itself, well, bands like that were actually making the connection between, you know,
It's good. It's good.
You know, thanks, man. Between the connection of electronic music and live music and bringing it all together, recreating a brand new punk. And in a weird way, going down to watch those Rat City Promotions gigs, that really is, I know we're in Jersey right now. Remember, I lived in London for 27 years, and London's a very, very heavy place. You know, every band can start a band, do whatever, and be signed within 3 weeks of not actually doing their first fucking gig. You know, Jersey's a bit more real. I like the fact it's a bit more switched off, right? I like the fact, because it reminds me of the time what it was before the internet. You know, before you'd hear a band on word of mouth and you'd actually go and watch them and they would be fucking amazing. Where nowadays you hear, oh, you want to check this band out, they're called such and such. And you'd Google it and you'd watch them and go, yeah, alright. But it meant, okay, for example, pure example, we were about to go on tour with a band called Black Kids, right, who I'd heard, like, I like The Cure, they're amazing, and I mean, and Sam, just Sam Ford, literally the day before we were going to play with them at the Water Rides, we listened to it and I was like, it sounds cool, but ain't digging me, man, ain't digging me. I went and watched them live. They blew my fucking mind, man. They blew my fucking mind. They were like the fucking Cure with everyone involved. It was fucking fantastic. We played with a fucking American band. We may have skipped a few chapters of life, but you know what I mean, this thing was going on. They were good, old-fashioned rock and roll bands. Cage the Elephant came on, went on first, ripped the fucking place up, absolutely ripped the place up. They said, we're more used to playing stadiums in America, but fuck me, this is wholesome. Do you know why? Because people love the British music. People love, all over the world, people love to come and hear the British music, because that's where it's created. The real punk, the real fucking, hang on a minute, we're working class motherfuckers who, yeah, shit, man, we smoke rollies and take drugs because we've got nothing else to do. Well, that's a lie. We've got plenty to do. We could go swim at dolphins, and we'll do that at every single point of our life. But once you swim at dolphins, climb to Mount Kilimanjaro, what else are you going to do as a human being? You know, you're going to procreate, you're going to have other kids, you're going to teach them the best you can, but what else? What else? You need to leave a legacy in history, and the only simple way of doing that is by expressing everything that you see and everything you've seen from day one to day zero through music. If you're lucky enough to create and express things through music, then do it, because that's the real legacy. Once the internet is gone, or well, it never will, it'll be there forever, but always remember the last of the bastions, the people that were there before it all got switched on. You know, the people who, hey man, have you heard this band? They're fucking great. Hey man, have you heard this drop? It's great. That was the birth of drum and bass. It was the birth of punk. It was the birth of music. It was the birth. How we see the world now is different, and how the world will carry on, we have no idea. But one thing we will say is rock and roll, punk, guitar music. Music in a sense will never die. Expression, anger, aggression, but also contentment, also, I don't know, safety. Also everything relies in music. When you close your eyes, you're still here. And that is the only thing that inspired me. It's the only thing that can inspire anyone else to believe in, no matter what troubles you're going through, no matter what atrocities are going on throughout the whole wide world. When you close your eyes, you're still here.
That was actually really funny.